Hi everybody, it's me again, Jeff here. Now I'm going to talk today about why are housing prices out of control and what can be done about it. Well, it used to be that houses were just a place to live. You bought it, you had it, raised your family, what have you, that's what it was. But it became a store of wealth and prices continued to go up because people started to speculate on housing because they found that prices were going up and they're going, wow. And so there was speculation as well as regular inflation, which is fine. But people genuinely believe that housing prices can only ever go up. That's it. You can't lose. It only goes up. That's it. It can't come back down. It may come down a little bit, but it'll keep going on up. But can they? And is it healthy? Many people have been laughing at the Chinese for their building all their ghost cities and so forth, and that 30% of their GDP is in their housing and construction. Well, us over here, real estate is 40% of our GDP in Canada. That's not sustainable. It's not healthy. But then you say, well, come on, Jeff. Why is it a problem that a few people are making money on houses? And it really shouldn't be a problem because, I mean, hey, it's a free market. If you can buy a house and hold on to it and sell it and make money, why not? Why shouldn't you? Absolutely. People are viewed as their retirement plan. I know a few people who view their house as their retirement plan. And again, more power to you. Who am I to say, no, you can't do that. No, you can't profit on that, because that's not right. You have a right to profit, but of course you also have a right to lose, because that's the market. I mean, if housing prices keep going up or go up in lockstep with affordability, then people can still afford the prices even though the prices are going up, because affordability is going up, their wages are going up. Then it's fine, okay? That's inflation, and we've talked about it in the previous video. But when it goes up out of control, then it becomes a problem. And why is that a problem? Well, the problem is because as prices keeps going up, way out of control of what people can afford, then you start to shrink your market, meaning the pool of people who can buy your house is ever less and less and less. And sure, people who already are in the real estate market can buy it because they're playing with the equity that they have in their house. And so fine, there's that, but you can't bring in new people. So sooner or later, prices do have to come down in order for people to own houses. As I keep saying, if I start looking smart for doing what I'm doing, living in an RV trailer year round, parking on the street, then we got a problem with society. Because this should not be a solution, but this is what I've done this because this way I could keep more and more of my paycheck and move myself towards getting a house. I want to buy, acreage, something, but do so without debt. That's what I'd like to do. So we know that prices have to come down because otherwise we're going to have vast amounts of people maybe renting or just never owning a house. But how do you do that without destroying the wealth that current homeowners have built up on their houses? The problem is I'm not sure how to do that unless you keep pumping the bubble up, which is why you keep seeing governments putting out various easier ways for getting people into the market to keep this bubble going up and not let it pop. Business cycles need to go in their business cycles, highs and lows, boom times and bust. That's just the cycle of business. But we pretty much since 2000, we've been steadily after 2001, housing prices have gone up considerably, much more than people can afford. So now we're at a point where most people, now we spend most of our income on housing, on just to live, on shelter, which is why one of the reasons why I was able to get ahead was because I stopped renting. I stopped paying utilities. I buy propane and buy that once a month or 6 weeks or so, and that's my utilities. I have solar panels on the roof. That gives me power. Again, winter solstice plus or minus a month is a bit of a pain in the butt because it's much less power coming in, but I just learned to adapt. I know how to handle things. And so, but that's how I was able to claim most of my paycheck back. If housing prices come down to a reasonable level, then we can have more people owning a house and putting down roots, and then you build neighborhoods, because there is a difference between if you own a house in a neighborhood and just rent, because you can rent, you can easily just pick up and move much easier. Well, next question is, what is causing the price of houses to stay high? Well, it's the fact that most houses are bought, or a good chunk of them, not intended to live in as your primary residence. And again, it's business. Go for it. You have the right to do that. I'm not going to shake my finger at you, but this is what's happening. We have people buying them up and using them for Airbnb, the short-term rentals. That's starting to come down because it, pisses off neighbors, and cities are putting a stop to it. Of course, then that puts up the price of hotels. And you have people who are simply buying to speculate. Because again, housing prices only go up, so you buy it, you rent it out, and you have somebody else paying your mortgage for you. Isn't it great? You sit on it for a few years, and you sell it, and you make a pile of money. Great. It works great until it doesn't. And then you end up with people who are now, because rates going up, and now because you can only charge so much for rent before people say, I'm out, because they just can't afford it. Now you end up in a negative cash flow situation, and then then you'll end up people dumping these houses because they can't afford to keep them going. At the end of the day, in my personal opinion, houses should be for living in, not for as a stock or commodity to trade. However, I don't believe in any sort of governmental regulation or stepping in or forcing, because you as a person in free market capitalism have the right to speculate. You have the right to invest and make money. And if it hurts, and if somebody else can't afford it, oh well. That's then something. The free market will come up with a solution as to what to do with all these unhoused people who can't afford to buy a house. Something will, because there's an opportunity, and someone will come up with a solution. But the last question I want to ask is, what else is high housing prices a symptom of? Well, houses are an asset. And so assets like gold, silver, Bitcoin, other hard assets, wealth, nice paintings, those will go up in value because they will hold their value to varying degrees. But the currency that they're valued in will drop in value. So therefore, the prices will keep going up. So the high housing prices and the steadily increasing housing prices is a symptom of the fact that our currency is steadily losing value. So if you look at what people are, selling their houses for, correct it for inflation, actual inflation, maybe they're making money, maybe they're not, because you're still not able to buy as much stuff as you could before. Which brings me back to the point of, if we had a stable currency, then you would have stable prices, and people would be able to afford houses, and we would all be better off. Thank you.